Welcome back to another edition of Kentucky Esports Weekly. I'm your host, Nathan Stevens. We get a lot to talk about today. We're going to start with PUBG PCS2 North America Grand Finals. See what the results were for those. We're going to get into some good industry news with Hailey and Tyler, including GameStop's announcement that they're going to be offering payment plans for the Xbox Series systems. That's the X and the S. And then we're going to move on to some UK announcements, which, just some reminders as well for everybody on UK's campus. So anyway, let's get this thing started with quick hitters. Starting us off, we've got PUBG Continental Series Grand Finals in North America. Busy weekend for the PUBG Continental Series 2 as the Soniqs, I'm sure that's how you pronounce it, came out with the victory to take the PCS2 Grand Final this past Friday. After spanning 24 matches over a 3-week time period, the Soniqs' James Geisen absolutely dominated the finals, pretty much leading in every important statistical category. Teams scored 111 place points, 154 kill points, for a total of 265 points to take the PCS2 North America. Lots of points happening for them, and as well as a lot of rewards that came with that. They pulled in about 25% of the $350,000 prize pool. You can do the math on that to see how much that would be. The PCS3 North America is going to be the next stage in the PUBG tournament process, and that begins on October 2nd. Now, staying with money, adding some partnerships. According to esportsinsiders.com, Mitch Rames, Nordic country-based esports team Nordavind, hope I'm pronouncing that right, has signed up with Denmark's SteelSeries, which is a great manufacturer of PC products, to become yet another esports team that benefits from the wonders of SteelSeries equipment and a little bit of the cheddar cheese, as what's his name on a Guardian of the Galaxy would say. Nordavind's signing makes 22 partners for the PC accessory maker as they look to expand, SteelSeries looks to expand the reach of their brand through esports outlets, which is never a bad thing. Tony Truebridge, global head of esports at SteelSeries, gave a statement on the partnership saying that as a Danish company, SteelSeries has always been proud to support Scandinavian esports teams achieve greatness across the globe. And we're excited to continue that tradition with our partnership with Nordavind. From Hearthstone to Counter-Strike and League of Legends, Nordavind continues to build and excel in a variety of sports, and we're excited to support their journey in attaining gaming glory. Good times for Nordavind and SteelSeries. Glad to see the esports partnership around the world continue to grow. That's always a good thing. So on that positive note, that is it for quick hitters. Let's get our industry info now with Hailey and Tyler. Take it away.
Hello, I'm Tyler Ralston.
And I'm Hailey Salyers.
And this is your week's industry news. First, we have Ubisoft, who accidentally leaked a new project they have been working on ahead of their original planned release, which was followed up with an official reveal during another Ubisoft Forward livestream. The project in question is a remake of the 2003 classic Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. While the series has been essentially set aside since the rise of the Assassin's Creed franchise, this time the remake is utilizing Assassin's Creed's Anvil Next engine to bring new life to the critically acclaimed title. While this updated visual style has received some criticism, the devs promise that their direction is intentional in capturing a much more storybook fantasy-esque appearance rather than gritty realism, and there are more than just graphical touch-ups to be found. Combat has been stated as improved, with an example being the implementation of a targeting system to allow for more direct control over the flow of the prince's attacks and movement. While the story is said to remain the same, with Yuri Lowenthal even reclaiming his voice acting role as the prince, many areas have been rebuilt from the ground up to provide a familiar but refreshing experience. A pre-order for the game, called the Back to Origins set, features the original outfit and weapons for the Prince of Persia, and a special classic filter for the game advertised as playing the game back in time. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake is slated for a launch of January 21st, 2021, at a price of $40 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, with next-gen consoles being able to play this new title via backwards compatibility features. A rumored Nintendo Switch version also has the potential to be released, but it has no announced release date, nor has it been confirmed by Ubisoft directly.
A limited edition box set of 8 Annapurna Interactive and indie games is on the way. The Annapurna Interactive Deluxe box set is an IM 8-bit exclusive with only 2,000 copies released. Physical copies of the games Donut County, Gorogoa, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, Outer Wilds, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Telling Lies, Wadham, and What Remains of Edith Finch will make up the collection. This is the first physical PS4 release for Gorogoa and Telling Lies. All games in the set are region-free. Each box set will come in a premium custom-designed folio package and feature exclusive art and statements from each game's developers. The $200 limited edition Annapurna Interactive Deluxe box set is available now for pre-order. But again, there will only be 2,000 units released. If you're interested, you'll probably want to order quickly.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild takes place 100 years after a devastating battle between Link and Zelda against Ganon that leaves Hyrule in ruins, Link defeated, and Zelda missing while Ganon is barely imprisoned and gaining greater power. While Breath of the Wild does address some of the events that occurred during those battles and the 100 years prior to the game's start, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity will now give players a chance to experience the peak of the war against Hyrule's destruction. In the trailer Nintendo released, it's clear that many familiar locations from Breath of the Wild will be returning and in much better condition than seen before. However, as is tradition with the Warriors series, it is not an open world, but rather more compact zones or missions set in those locations. Alongside the returning landscape is the inclusion of familiar faces in the list of playable characters. The trailer showcased prominent characters from Link and Zelda to the champions Zora, Goron, Urbosa, and Revali, with a likelihood of many extra characters to unlock when the game releases. While some of the warriors may have similar moves, it is clear that each will have unique abilities such as Zora's water magic and Lancer moveset, or Goron likely being a slow but incredibly powerful fighter with fire magic, and most recognizably, Zelda's use of her characteristic light magical abilities. Exact details are scarce at the moment, but a presentation for the game is scheduled for the 26th, which will likely include a gameplay preview to give a better sense of scope and abilities. Take up arms against the looming threat of Ganon and other monsters on the Nintendo Switch when Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity releases on November 20th.
Panzer Dragoon Remake is coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The game originally released in March of this year on the Nintendo Switch. Panzer Dragoon Remake is a revival of a 1995 Sega Saturn game, Panzer Dragoon, an on-rails shooter game centered around dragons and evil empires. The studio, Forever Entertainment, hopes to introduce the game to a new audience by releasing it on different platforms. Developer Megapixel has added some improvements to the game since its March premiere, and those changes are expected to be featured in the new platform releases. While a launch date has not yet been given for the release of Panzer Dragoon Remake for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, the studio has mentioned that the Xbox One release will be later than the other two console versions. The Steam and GOG premiere of the game will be on September 25th.
Both PlayStation and Microsoft have been keeping quiet about the pricing details to their upcoming next-gen consoles for a while now, with Microsoft likely worrying about announcing their console first, just for PlayStation to undercut the price as they have done before. However, we finally have details on the Xbox Series X launch date and pricing, alongside the reveal of the Xbox Series S. The Series X will be priced at $499 with all its next-gen specs, and it has the option of a monthly payment plan at $34.99, which Hailey will discuss here shortly. Meanwhile, the Series S, a more compact but slightly less advanced version of the Series X that also lacks a disk drive for physical copies, will be available for the far cheaper price of $299. Both of these new iterations for Microsoft's consoles will be launching on November 10th of this year.
And as that November 10th date and the holiday season approach, companies like GameStop are offering payment plans for the Xbox Series X. On September 9th, GameStop confirmed 3 purchasing plans that they will be offering: layaway, third-party installment plans, and rent-to-own. Layaway will allow buyers to reserve an in-store console and make smaller payments until the item is completely paid off. For third-party installment plans, GameStop will work with third-party payment services, such as QuadPay, and allow buyers to make their purchases in 4 installments across 6 weeks. The rent-to-own option will allow buyers to put a down payment on a console, take it home, and pay the rest off within a year. This plan includes an option to return the console before it is completely paid off. And of course, players can pay the entire cost of the Xbox Series X up front. They also have the option to buy Microsoft's Xbox All Access plan from GameStop for either the Xbox Series X or Series S. And this plan, taking place over 24 months, allows buyers to make payments while having access to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Finally, we'll close with a brief PS5 note. As a release date and price have yet to be announced, no purchase plans are in place for any third-party retailers just yet. However, with the PlayStation 5 showcase taking place September 16th, we'll hopefully report back with more PS5 details and updates next week. And that's all for this week's industry news. Now we go back to Nathan.
Okay, we're at the part of the show where we're going to wrap things up, and to help me do that, Alex Cutadean joins me. And Alex, I know we got a few things going on this fall. Anything you want to care to share?
Yeah, so today, as we record this, the Gen 10 scholarship is going live. That's a $10,000 scholarship for a UK student. So from September 15th, the applications are now live at geng.gg/pages/foundation, and we will post a link there in the YouTube description. We also have Linguists Play Games coming up this week. That's Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's every other Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. on our Twitch channel. So take a look for that this week. We also have Coffee and Consoles with the very esteemed Nathan Stevens every morning from 8 to 10 a.m. And how's that been going, Nathan?
It's been going really well. Plenty of coffee, plenty of consoles, and a pretty good audience. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah, nothing else going on in the morning, so tune in for that. And Push to Talk every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Our panel discusses the news and hot topics of the week. And looking forward to this fall, we have a number of other large events we're not ready to announce yet, but within the next week or two, we should have some additional news of some pretty large-scale events, tournaments, things of that nature, so keep an eye out for that.
That's very cool. Very cool. Something to look forward to in the middle of this weird semester. So, very cool. Well, thank you. Well, that's it for us today, and just hope you all have a really good day and a really good week, and keep those masks on and keep safe. We'll catch you next time. See ya.